Hello everyone, my name is Bunmi and I'm here today on Let's Be Honest Now to share my testimony, really and truly the story of my life and about Jesus Christ and what he means to me, where he's brought me from and where he's taking me to. The thing is, it is pretty long, but I feel like I need to start from the beginning for you guys to understand where I'm coming from. So I think what I'll first start off with is from me being the age 11. That's when I gave my life to Christ the first time. The thing is, I did grow up in church. I went to church with my mom and my dad as well. And we used to go to church every Sunday and on Tuesdays for Bible study. So I was in church all the time and I would read the Bible at church, nowhere at all at home, definitely not. But I was definitely reading the Bible at church and I was learning my Bible stories. I was just being a member, doing what I needed to do at that time and at that age. Being the eldest child, I feel like I had a lot of responsibility. It wasn't actually placed on me, but I felt very responsible. And so I thought I needed to do the right thing, which was to follow my mom to church. I never really argued with her or argued anything that she would ever say. And so I was going to church, and when I was 11, they gave an altar call, and I genuinely believed it was a time for me to give my life to Christ. So I did that. And after giving my life, I had no clue what I had done. I didn't understand the consequences. It's weird I call them consequences, but I didn't understand what I was doing. Genuinely, I was very confused. But we had this class called Believers class, and you join that when you give your life to Christ, and that's what makes you become a member, a fully fledged member, where you can start working in the church. And obviously that was the next step because I'd given my life, so I went and did that. And I remember joining Believers class, and it was so exciting. I was learning more about God. I genuinely, hands up, tell you now, I don't remember anything I learned in that class. But I remember going, and at the end of the class, you get baptized. And I got baptized and felt nothing. Nothing changed. And I just continued to live my life the way I was living it. And the crazy thing is, I don't really remember everything that happened between the age of 11 to 16. So I'm guessing we're just going to go on a fast journey to where I turned 16. I turned 16 in November and I moved back to London. So everything I was telling you before happened in Nigeria, by the way. I moved back to London and I was here on my own without my siblings. I have 3 siblings and I'm the eldest, like I said before. And so I moved back on my own to continue school and I felt very lonely. That's simply how I can put it. I just felt extremely lonely. I'm not 100% sure whether I was lonely because I did have people around me. My dad was with me, my aunt was with me, my cousin was with me, and I had friends here. It wasn't like I lived here before I moved to Nigeria, so I did know people here. So I wasn't supposed to feel that lonely, but I genuinely tell you from the bottom of my heart, I felt so lonely. There was a huge hole that I needed to be filled, and I just wanted to fill it. I didn't care what would fill it. I just wanted to fill that hole. And I remember my aunt was telling me I had to go to church. Oh yeah, sorry. I remember being extremely rebellious, by the way. So I think I was 15 and I was tired of being the perfect girl, the perfect student, the perfect everything, and I just wanted to be rebellious. So I rebelled against everything. I started to hate my mother. I just would argue with her all the time. I hated everything and everyone around me. And that rebellion just grew and grew and grew. And I wasn't a loving person anymore. I wasn't happy. So much about me was just not who I knew I was supposed to be. And so, yeah, fast forward back again. When I moved back to London, I was still this rebellious person, angry, and then lonely. So I would go with my aunts to church, but I didn't want to talk to anyone. I wasn't friendly. I didn't want to do anything. I definitely didn't want to talk to the youth because I felt like I was different and I knew I was just going to rebel anyway. I didn't think I was going to like anyone, so I didn't go. So I went to the main service with her a lot of times, and I remember one day a woman came up to me and she asked me how old I was, and I told her, oh, I'm 16, and she was like, okay, come to the youth service next Sunday. And so I did. And being in that youth service, all I remember is that we had a Bible challenge. And I remember thinking, I know nothing. I remembered nothing. I didn't know anything about the word. And the weirdest thing is I learned so much about the word when I was younger. So I felt like I should have known because I spent all my time in church. So I really should know this stuff. But through that rebellion, I forced myself to forget so much because I wanted to rebel against everything I knew. And at the end of that service, even though I wasn't being nice and I wasn't being friendly, the youth leader at the time came up to me and she spoke to me and she asked me, oh, what did you used to do in your church before? And I told her, I was like, I was in the drama department, but I hate acting. I'm not good at it. I did it because I had to be in a department. And she was like, okay, then we'll put you in the choir. And I was like, but you don't even know if I can sing. And she's like, it doesn't matter. We'll put you in the choir department. So I joined, and Funnily enough, there was only two of us in the choir. So it was literally me and the lady that was teaching me, and on occasion somebody else. So I would have to come into church. I'm not really sure what day it was, but I would come into church at least once a week to have rehearsal with this woman. But really and truly, we never really rehearsed. It was really just us talking about my life and my growth and everything that had to do with me. And I remember thinking, I'm not even a Christian, so I don't even know why I'm here or why I'm doing any of this. But like I said before, I remember saying to you guys that I did feel really lonely. So on a Sunday after she told me to be in the choir, I thought, I'm lonely, I'm not doing anything right, but it's evident something is going on in my life, so I'm going to give my life to Christ. I'm going to try this relationship because I really think it's the only thing that can fill this void. And I promise you guys, if I was a Muslim, I probably would have asked God to use, I would have probably, sorry, I would have probably spoken to Allah and been like, let's try this relationship. But because I grew up in the church, I literally was like, okay, I'm going to try Christ again and have a proper relationship, because I knew in the past it wasn't a proper relationship. And I was going on thinking in my head, okay, God, if this doesn't work, I'm going to give it a year. If it doesn't work, we both know I tried, and let's see how it goes from there. And so I tried, and I started this walk with Christ, and I was having these one-on-one sessions with this woman that became my mentor, and it was so exciting because I was learning so much about myself and about God. And I remember I yearned so much to know more about God. I yearned so much to be close, because I felt like I had this 1 year period to get things right. And if I didn't get it right, then it was over. So I really wanted to fill that void and know for good that void was filled. So she told me, you need to read the Bible and you need to pray. And that's the only thing I can give to you, because that's really and truly what it is about gaining a relationship with Christ, is knowing more about him. And you find out about him through the word. And when you pray, you communicate with him. And that's the best way to get to know your partner. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And I was praying every day. I was reading the word. I was finding out new things. I was reading so much. Like literally, it was bread to me. It was food. I was doing it so much because I knew I had this 1 year to get everything sorted. And I got to a stage when I felt like, oh my God, this is exciting. And I learned about the Holy Spirit through the word. And I was thinking, oh my God, so the Holy Spirit is real and he can be a part of me. And I really wanted him to be a part of me. Now, I'm a really, really practical person. So I knew the Holy Spirit was real, but I wanted to feel him. I knew that the only way I believe in it is if I felt him. Now, I know that may seem funny, because truly faith isn't by seeing things and feeling things, but I genuinely needed at that time to feel the Holy Spirit, to know that he was manifesting in me and that he was a part of me. So I decided to go on another journey to see how I would feel the Holy Spirit, because it was so important to me to feel the Holy Spirit. And she told me that you just need to keep on praying and reading the word, and I promise you it will happen. And I was like, okay. I kept on praying, reading the word, and nothing was happening. And then it came to a weekend in about June, I think. We had a conference at my church, and during this conference, this man was preaching, and he spoke about how the Holy Spirit is manifesting in you, and it's through the Holy Spirit that you find your purpose. It's through the Holy Spirit that things make sense. And I was like, oh my God, it's true. I don't have a purpose because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in life. Now, the funny thing is I didn't even think that way before, because my one issue was being lonely. And that's really why I gave my life to Christ. So now realizing that I have another issue, which is purpose, I was like, oh my God, so I really, really need the Holy Spirit now. And I need to get him now. I need to feel him now. I need to know he's here so I can find my purpose. So that was my goal. And I was rushing to find the Holy Spirit. So the next day, I was thinking, how am I going to do this? And then he started praying for everybody. He told us to stand up and start praying. And I remember praying and saying, God, please let the Holy Spirit fill me now. Let me feel the Holy Spirit. And for a split second, I could swear that I felt something, but I got distracted and it went away. And it went away so completely. I was just like, oh my God, this isn't here anymore. You don't exist. It was all in my head, and it just went back and forth again. So I went home that night and I was sleeping. And for some reason, I woke up, and I didn't need to use the toilet. I just woke up and I sat in my bed and I was thinking, oh my God, I just need to feel the Holy Spirit. And it's so weird because I'm tired. Why am I up on my bed thinking I need to feel the Holy Spirit? But I sat up, and for some reason, I know for sure it was God who told me to get up and go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom and I sat down. I didn't even put on the light in the bathroom. I sat on the bathroom seat. I kept it covered because I didn't use the toilet. And I sat there and I had my phone in my hand, and something urged me to delete everything on my phone. Music, pictures.